Okay, where are we, guys? We are on. We are on IP module. What else left? Charge codes left, and okay, let's go one by one. Okay, so this all payment level we covered, so there is no questions or queries, hopefully. Okay, then charge codes. Okay, so charge codes. Okay, so charge codes is nothing but, guys, so whenever there is a charges, so when we are doing the purchases from our vendors or suppliers, okay, we are going to make some charges against suppliers, or we are going to receive the charges. There will be multiple charges, right? There will be freight charges, vendor charges, or so normal fees, so all those things will be there, right? For that reason, okay, let me take here. I'll take some Tecam. Okay, so we need to create some charge codes and we need to apply them on your, on your PO side. Charge codes, new charge codes. What charge code you want? So can we create freight? Freight charges. Okay, and respective accounts we need to give, guys. What we can do is charge codes. Okay, so I'll take this one. Okay, I'll take this account. Okay, I'll take here some aware at which level you wanted to give this one. I wanted to take it at the ledger level. I'll give this account freight charges account. Okay, freight and transportation. Here if you want to keep it at customer or vendor or whatever you want, and if you want to automate with the your so customer or vendor also, you can define it here. Okay, I'll save this one. Here also if you want so maximum amount if you want to define, you can still define. Okay, I'll take it another one. I'll take some vendor fees. Vendor fee. So if there is an item tax, I can take it. Otherwise, I'll keep it at item level. Okay, so that it will, whenever I give some my customer or vendor, I can give it. Okay, and account also, if I wanted to give it some ledger account. What kind of fees? Some give it some miscellaneous charges. What happened? I'll give some freight charges only. Not okay, fine. Since we kept it under item, it is not taking it. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll not specify anything. Let's see. Okay, so there are two codes we have defined. So we'll see. Handling. What else? Vendor, freight, installation, handling fees. Just keep some handling fees. Okay, I'll take some handling fees also. And handling fee is, this is the ledger level is fine. Purchases, I'll keep it at, where is my purchases? And different sales. Okay, here it is, purchase fee. Okay, and I'll give my account as well. Sorry, this should be customer or vendors, right? Then fine, I'll save this one. Okay, this account is fine at least for so time being. Now groups also we need to define. Okay, so where is charges groups, vendor charges groups, vendor sales charge. Let's save this one. Okay, so this one, so now we'll try to apply in our payable side. Purchase orders, all purchase orders. Just go to new PO. Give some site and warehouse. Give some okay, save this one, and here you have maintain charges. Okay, so come here, select your charges, whatever the charges you are, and give your amount, how much ever charges you are going to make and do it, and you can see whatever the distribute amounts not here. Okay, and once you have done, you have to allocate these charges. You want to allocate against all the lines, or positive lines or negative lines, whatever I want to allocate this one. Okay, now I'll save this one, I'll confirm this. Okay, now so if you want to see this one, view distributions, you can see however the amount has been allocated, the charges. Now same way you need to invoice this PO. Okay, any doubts guys? Same, so now you just receive these goods and so you just invoice it. Okay, any doubts, further doubts? Yes, no?
No, Shekhar.
Okay, good.
Rashikar, I have a doubt over here, Rashikar. Normally in accounting, whenever we process a journal entry, okay, we can directly select a GL account to provide the charges. What is the reason behind here to create a charges code over here?
See, charges code why you required here. If you see here, each code you have, so your accounts code, your so offset account, right? If you don't take this offset account, so system doesn't know where this charges needs to be posted. So it will not go just like that, right? So if you are giving some amount here, but that is fine. But that amount where it has to go, and what is the
Directly by
charges you are giving?
selecting GL also we can do it, right?
With GL.
Main
Direct general
account.
ledger, you are saying.
Yes, direct.
But that you still can do it. But so you are going to attach your charges against your PO. If you directly do in the GL, you can't attach to your PO, right?
Okay, you mean to say there will be two different line items triggered in the vendor account or supplier account as a two different line items. Whenever we attach this as a, it will go as a one charge, one line item.
Yes, with the same voucher you can see it. If you say, so if you just directly go and post your GL, so there will be no relation between your PO and your so charges. You can directly charge to your vendor. That is different story. But if you want to apply against your PO, then it will be good actually. So that this is actually the process. Someone tomorrow your if your auditor come and ask, so boss, where is your charges? Okay, so you have posted your charges, but through GL, but against which PO you have posted this charges, and against for which items you have charged this charges, right? That specification required.
Got it, Rashik.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, and then just invoice this one. And then just go ahead and invoice this one. That's it. And guys, understood, right? No further explanation required on the charges side, right?
Yeah, Rashikar, one question is there. Just you have selected for you allocated for all the lines, right? So it will be going to impact all the lines which and all we are doing this for December pay.
See, if it is if there is multiple lines, you can so allocate to multiple lines. If you have only one lines, though if you allocate to so all also, it will pick up only one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I thought like if we are allocating to all, then it will come.
No,
I thought it will go to all. Okay.
see, if I allocate all also, there is only one line. No?
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay.
Shekhar,
Yeah.
in this case, see, if it is my client is product based company, then only these kind of charges will be applicable, right? For example, if it is in a service industry, these charges codes will not be applicable, right?
It can be. It can be.
Okay.
Yeah, even for services also it can be done, because so services side also you'll have so your charges, right, for vendor charges. So that still you can do it. For that, how you can do it is, okay. So just a minute, why it is not coming? Periodic. See guys, so sometimes it will not transfer immediately. See, when I try to see here, the voucher is not coming here. But if I go and see here, subledger entry is not a transfer, it is lying here. I'll transfer this now. Okay, so now I can see it. So you can see here all your details, transaction details. If you want to see the original account or transaction details, you can see all this information. Okay. Yeah, DJ, you were asking something?
Shekhar, see, these charges and all
service
applicable
level,
to the
right? Yeah,
product.
service level also you
Yes.
can do it. Okay, so service level, how you can do it is, you can see here some invoice journal I'm doing. Okay, so for the services, okay, I'll just take one invoice. I'll go to lines. Okay, I can take some, refer something here. Just give some invoice date. Give some amount as well, and offset, give some bank here. So where I can see my Host. Let me see if I can get my charges here. Okay, so what I can do here in this case, I can automate at my invoice. Any charges here? I can automate at my vendor level itself. Suppose this is my vendor. What I can do here, I'll go to my vendors, all vendors. For this vendor, what I'll do, I'll add the charge code. Where I can add my charge code. Here charge groups you have, no? So just add this charge group. So that whenever there is so charges, and also it will pick up automatically. Okay, so charges, item vendor. If there is any vendor rebate group also, you can add it here. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll save this one. Whenever there is no vendor payment, accounts payable, vendor payment journal. I'll go to lines. Sorry, vendor invoice journal I need to post, right? Invoice journal. Okay, invoice lines. Whether I can define it. Setup currency rebates. Blocking. I'll go to lines. My MRF. I'll give some stat. Let me give some ledger only. Okay, so in this case, so we can add some bank fees also, so we can add as bank fees and we can add them also, but still I'll check, so whether I can add them for, okay. So what we can do here, okay, so there is some services, right? Okay, so I'll go to my purchases, purchase orders. Here itself, what I can do, I can go to my MRF projects only. Okay, I'll take my warehouse same way. Here instead of so my item, I'll select my service here. Okay, so what kind of service? Let me go here. Some some car rental assistance I'll take. I'll take some car rental assistance. I'll take it here, and then so I'll take quantity. Quantity is just one, and unit also each. and then my unit price, how much ever unit price I'll take. Okay, then here again I'll go to my purchase order. I'll add my maintenance charges. Understood, guys, what I'm saying? Understood, DJ?
Yes,
Here
yes,
you
Shekhar.
can, this is how you can allocate your charges on the services.
Okay.
Okay, then you can confirm it. You can see the view distribution. On services, you have got this 2000 charges. Okay, clear on the charges, guys? Say item charge groups against, so your item you can just, so add it, allocate, you can just automate to your charges on the your this one itself, and auto charges also same, so you're going to add it on your vendor level. Okay, what else? So invoice matching policy, anyways we have seen, so how we can match this. Okay, so item level, or so item quantity, or purchase price, all those information. Policy setup. Okay, so these are not required. Policy setup is nothing but so vendor policies types. If your vendor has any other policies, you can define it here. Okay, these all we have seen. So accounts payable parameters. So we have seen. So as soon as what all we required, and invoice level, and so invoice validation ledger level. Okay, these all we need to predefine, and so prepayment, if there is any prepayment, we need to define here all those informations. Okay, and account workflows I'll cover at the end, guys. So we actually don't have so access to create any workflows. Okay, so that's the reason I'm just so this is not licensed versions, right? So that's the reason. If there is any vendor invoice, vendor payment or disbursement, vendor disbursement also you can keep it. Okay. And aging definitions. Aging definitions also we can define here however we want, so you can see, you can define here 30 plus 60 plus 90, however I want. I can just plus 180 plus 60. Okay, this is how you can define it. Okay, so as soon as you have defined, this is the actual thing it came. So first one, so you can see it's come on yellow, which is so low risk. This is the first one, so which is green, so which is current month. Nothing to worry. If we made payment within so current month, that is fine. So if it exceeds to 1 month, so the icons will come here as so green mark, or so yellow mark. So these all indicates as per your aging bucket. Okay, so just save it. Okay, add below. If you want to still add anything, rows, or so whatever you want, you can add it here. Okay, and there is any forward or backward options also there. Okay, if you want to create a number of aging buckets like this. Okay. Line of business not required. So how so your business looks like and how you want. And vendor posting profiles we have seen, right? So we have defined some vendor posting profile accounts here. Vendor reasons, so when you are reversing journals, or when you are adjusting journals, some error accounts, or so all those will be there, right? Yeah, yeah.
Can you just tell me the definition, or normally there is a question they will ask, what is vendor aging profile? What will be the answer we should be providing?
What is vendor aging?
Vendor aging, vendor posting profile.
Okay, so vendor posting profile. Okay,
In
so
normal
see guys,
interviews,
what
they
is
will ask.
yeah? So what is vendor posting profile? A vendor posting profile is nothing but maintaining your subledger accounts, maintaining your subledger account. Okay, suppose if you have, so your whenever you're just doing your transaction, this I hope I have given, so very brief explanation on vendor posting profile account and link between two journals, right? So what is it, so because, so at the journal level, if you see here, if you see your payment level, I'll go to lines. Here you are not going to, you don't have any option to select your ledger account here. Okay, you don't have enough option to select your ledger account. For that's the reason, whenever you just select this vendor, this kind of vendors, okay, you have your posting profile accounts to support this ledger. If you see here, this is the vendor. Okay, so this is the vendor MRF tires, and so you have created one group behind it. So this is the local group, and this group you have been defined into your posting profile accounts. Based on this group, as per your summary account will be picked up. Okay, so in short, if someone asks what is your posting profile, just tell them in straight away, posting profile account is nothing but maintaining my subledger main accounts. Okay, clear? Clear, guys?
Yes, Rashik.
Yeah, Rashika.
Okay, so reason, summary updates, parameters, these are not required. Terms of deliveries, vendor write of reason codes. Write of reason codes, if you want, you can give reason codes. So why you are write off this reason codes. So write off your vendor balances. Usually, so vendor level we don't write off, no. So that's the reason. If you want, you can give that reason codes. Okay, and periodic tasks, there are multiple periodic tasks are available. So foreign currency devaluation will cover at the end, at the time of year end close. And vendor to ledger balance reports. Okay,
Rashika, in setup we have seen some forms. What is that exactly?
sorry,
In the setup, na, we have seen some forms, right? What is that forms?
just a minute.
Yeah.
Where is it? Setup form. These forms are not required, guys. These forms are all. So this is something different. So one at the time of implementation, we need some technical support. So create these forms. But these forms are not required as of now for you guys at least. Okay. This is not required. Don't worry much about these forms. Where is it? Vendor to ledger reconciliation report, guys. So this report, where it can show you, where it can give you, exact the balance differences. Okay, I'll take from January. You post to your subledger accounts, right? Always, so that time, so always it should match with your GL accounts. I'll take some balance accounts. This date range, I want my balances, whether it's been matched or not. Okay. Vendor to ledger reconciliation report. Import vendor, one-time vendor and invoices. If you have, so guys, so just see in retail sectors, your vendors come and so they'll just purchase, and so or else so we just go to our vendors, our suppliers, and so we are going to purchase them only one time. We are going to purchase those so scenarios. We no need to create as so vendor. Okay, so we just so need to fill the some Excel sheet, and we just need to upload at one shot here. Okay, just so take your accounting structure, browse the file, whatever the file you have been created in your Excel, and just say okay, so that so all those transactions will appear in your invoice lines. Okay, see here, this is the balance, guys. So there is no difference. This is your vendor balance and this is your ledger balance. So when these kind of situation, when there will be differences in this one is, suppose sometimes you may have Syed, you have said right, so I'll directly post my charges into my GL. If you post your GL directly charges, then your vendor will not impact. In that case, so your ledger balance and your subledger balance will just have a differences. Okay, so make sure if you post to same ledger, and so if you don't impact to your vendor balance, then so there will be a differences. Okay. Okay, process one time vendors. Sorry, any doubts, guys?
No, Rashikar.
Okay. Create pre-notes. This is all so new features. Pre-notes so not required at this. If you have any pre-notes, you can define it at bank name. Okay, and submitted proposed vendor charges not required. There are multiple so reports are available, guys. You can see here. Okay, so product receipt report, so whenever you receive your product, no, those all so receipts you can see here. Okay, you can see the vouchers or so all the details you can see. Your product receipt, your GRN numbers, you can see this is one a return note you have processed, right? That also came. Okay, and vendor aging report we have seen, right? I want from January 1st. What happened? I want this from January 1st to till 31st. Aging definition, we just created one aging definition, right? Take that, an interval, take all these things and say okay. There is no data available in that particular date range, so it's not coming. No, so that needs to be defined. Currency print aging forward, exclude zero, include zero balance accounts as well, include amounts, transactions, details, negative balances as well. See here, so there are, so many transactions you have posted. We posted only current month, so that's the reason these all are 30, 60, 90, 360, whatever, so you have all the zero only. Okay, there are two vendors, right? So we have created two vendors also, it's appearing, and you can get, so your invoices, all this information here in your vendor aging reports. If your vendor so if your client not satisfied with this so aging report, then let them so advise us for so what additional fields they required, and we'll take that for the customization and we'll just create it. Okay, there are two vendors, so one is the MRF company and the other one is Hathway. Okay, there are multiple reports, guys, at vendor level, at vendor reports level. Just so go ahead and refer and extract one by one reports, and let me know if there is any questions or queries if you have. Okay. And these all are the vendor invoice level, so some pending vendor invoices. If you want to see, you can see, so this vendor invoice still is pending. If you want to post it, you can post it. Okay, then so pending vendor invoices assigned to me. If there is any invoices assigned to particular vendor, particular user, it come here. Okay, sorry. And then invoice journal we have seen, so we can just create invoice journal. So global invoice journal is nothing but you just change, so your company here, so you can just change your company or entity name here itself, and you can post this one. Okay. And open vendor invoices. If there is any invoices still open to post, that you can see here. Vendor invoices due date, or so vendor invoices past due. Okay, so then so vendor invoices assigned to query balance. So, so these all are so guys, so just check these all are the reports kind of stuff. You just go ahead and check one by one. All purchase orders we have seen, and so purchase orders assigned to me. If there is any particular user assigned to the so particular user, it will come to so it will come and appear here. Purchase orders received not yet invoice. Those all information. Open prepayment. If there is any open prepayment, you can see here. See this prepayment not yet assigned, or so this is not yet applied against the invoice. Okay, in that case, so you can see here. Okay. So these all are the vendor related information groups, or so vendors who are divorced. This divorce is nothing but so they are on hold, or so they are not anymore with our company or legal entity. Okay, vendor on hold means so currently we are not maintaining any relationship with our vendor, so we kept on hold. So vendor past due. If there is any past dues are there, so that vendor list it will come here. Okay, vendor exceptions groups. If there is any exceptional vendors are there, so you can create some exceptional vendors and you can assign to them. Okay, so vendor groups, vendor price tolerances. If there is any vendor price tolerances, you can define here how much, so vendor price tolerance, what are all the vendors it's been, we are going to give some tolerances. Okay, any further doubts on AP side, guys? You have to, so practice more, guys. Any further questions?
Rajshekar, you said we can allocate this to the particular user. Do you know how do we allocate? Do we have to create the users over here or anything?
That is, a security roles, Syed. That is on security roles. Security roles actually it's not our so topic. We'll see, so if we get time, so at the end we'll try to cover. Okay. So we are going to suppose if you are doing some purchase order, all purchase orders.
Okay, Raj.
Yeah, that is actually not our task, so but we'll still see at the end actually. Okay, so we can allocate this authority, that workflow level also. I can see how we can allocate this one. Okay, or how we can assign this one. Okay, transaction, general information, prime summary. There is an open order, point related order posting. Postings related. That's okay, so at the security roles at the end, so if you get time, so we'll just cover that. Okay. Any further questions, guys? On AP side, guys, if you cover all these things, so you will become, so go, so you will become consultant. Not required, so additional things, so. Okay. Cool then, so yesterday we discussed about some post-dated checks, right? Okay, so we'll see, so how to post some post-dated checks now. How to use some post-dated checks today. Okay, just a minute, guys. Okay, so there was a discussion on post-dated checks, right? So we'll see some post-dated checks. Okay, before we go to post-dated checks, there is some setups, guys. You have to define, so payable parameters. Here you have post-dated checks. Just enable post-dated checks. This one also, and this one also. And here you have to give some, so accounts, so clearing accounts to, so to issue the checks. Okay, so I'll take some checks, accounts, post-dated checks. I'll take some. Okay, so this is, so your clearing accounts issued PDC check, and also I'll take my clearing account as well. Okay, received PDC. Okay, also you need to take some journals as well, guys, here. Okay, so I'll take some journals, and also I'll take some vendor pay. And if you want to give, so withholding tax clearing, you can give. Otherwise, it is just optional. If you want, you can give it. Okay, now what I have done, I have so defined my post-dated check setups. Okay, now also there is one more thing. I need to create. Okay, so my bank payment method as well. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go to my AP side. I need to create one more method. I'll give some PDC post-dated check. I'll give my post-dated checks, and also I'll select my check. What else here? I'll take my bank. I'll take my Citibank bridging account if you want to give, and so post-dated check clearing accounts. Transaction type also, if you want, you can give it here. Okay, and if these things, if you want to give it as mandatory, you can still give them. Okay, so now I have I'll save this one. I'll go to my payment. I'll go at vendor payment lines. I'll take one thing. I'll give some CPay, and I'll give some amount. I'll make sure I should make a payment through my bank only. Okay, and then payment method, I'll select my PDC. Okay, also you need to select, you need to go to your bank, so you need to check whether all these details has been picked up or not. Just go to PDC, and guys, this is important. When is so your maturity date for this post dated check? I'll give some 31st, and also give some check number also. PDC or something. If you want to so give some cashier, or so your salesperson also, you can give it. Okay, save this one and simulate.
Rashekar,
Yes.
We have given date over here as of 11th May, and in post-dated we have given the date as of 31st May. which date it will consider to send a check for the vendors?
See, what is the meaning of post-dated check?
Giving a check on future dates.
Exactly. See, so you are going to give this check to your vendor, and so for the future date, you are going to give your check to the current date. You are going to issue your check to your supplier at today, but that still, so if you issue also, you can't claim that check till 31st.
Exactly.
Okay, you can't claim till 31st. Once the maturity date comes, so you can go ahead and claim the check, and so make sure our funds should be available for that, so particular date for this check to claim our supplier.
All right.
Yeah. Any further doubts, guys?
Rashika, what will be the journal entry will be going over here? Because as I know, there will be two different journal entry. One has to be before post dated check, and one is of the on post dated check, right?
See, actually, so the when you issuing your post dated check, so you can see here, this is your actual post dated check. Okay, entry, so you're going to issued, so where you have given this one, this entry, you're going to issue at the, you're going to define at your PDC level.
Yeah.
Where is your cash and bank? Cash and bank parameters, post dated checks. This is the account you have defined, right? When actually, so they have received, so we have received that check, and so we have made a payment to our vendors, then this account will be appear. Okay, so when actual maturity date comes, so you this post dated check will get reverse, and so actual entry will be appear. This is just issued, and this is so received the check, so the payment level. Okay.
Okay, Rash.
Yeah. So we need to think as so consultant, guys. So good that you are same path. Okay. Any doubts on this one, guys? PDC level. DJ, any doubts?
No, Shekhar. Good to go.
Okay, great, guys. Okay, so now so AP side is completed. Okay, so let's so tomorrow we'll just cover so cash and bank. Cash and bank we have covered most of the things. So we have covered so bank accounts creation, and so the post dated checks and the payment methods, all this information we already covered. Tomorrow we'll just so we'll cover high level, and or else so just tomorrow we'll start with the ER, and if there is any bank level, if it comes so then we'll just go to cash and bank. Okay, tomorrow we'll start off with the ER module. Okay. Okay, so any further questions, guys, before we wind up?
Okay, Rash.